Hey guys, what's up? Today we have a little bit of a different video. Um, Instead of the weekly ProRec vlogs, we had 2 weeks off. We have a little conversation between me and the president of ProRec, Jalen Myers. We talk a little bit about him, basketball, um, then a little bit how ProRec started, what he thinks about ProRec, who MVP candidates, and a bunch of other stuff is going on. It was recorded 2 weeks ago. Some things for some game previews might have already happened, but other than that, it's a it's a fun conversation. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy. And thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
All right, sick. That worked out perfectly. All right, cool. So, first off, let's just talk about you for a little bit. So, what's kind of your background?
What is my background? Well, let's see. I went to Otsego, so I'm from the area.
Yeah, what year did you graduate? Because I don't think we ever played in high school.
No, I don't think we did. Well, I
Unless
graduated 14.
so you would have been a sophomore my senior year, and I think we played. If I'm not mistaken, we played you guys in like December. Yeah, you were one of your. Yeah, we played you. I don't know.
Was it
That was with like the Ryan Smoyer, those guys.
Race?
Yeah, yeah.
Sam Forche, I think he was on the team.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, because you guys were one of our 3 losses my senior year.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure we played Gibsonburg every year, and
So what the last thing you said before you cut out was that you vaguely remembered me from high school, or
yeah,
before ProRec was what you said. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was probably the name. Beaver Fever. I think that was hot then. So
Yeah, it was fuck. Yeah, it was. That was all. Jesus
yeah,
Christ. But
yeah.
so, graduated in 2014 from Otsego. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to college? Because I'm assuming you hooped, correct?
So first year after high school, so I went to University of Findlay.
Mm-hmm.
I was recruited a little bit, mostly D3, NAIA. I think like maybe one or two Division II schools.
Yep.
Um, but I was basically like, I'm just going to go to Findlay. I feel like I'm good enough. I feel like I can walk on and play. So went there, tried out, made the team, or I made the JV team initially, and then I think I played and practiced with the JV for maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, and then moved up to varsity. Before the season started, broke my hand.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah, so never actually got a chance to play there. And then basically just, I don't know, made a lot of bad, typical college freshman choices.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. So ended up shortly after that moving back home. And then I transferred to Owens and BJSU after that. So
Okay.
a little bit, I guess you can, I don't know. I mean, I was on the team, whatever that counts for, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, you made the team. A lot of people don't realize too that college teams have JV rosters and JV games as well.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a cool experience. I mean, we got to, travel to all the preseason games. We played UT in the preseason, which is pretty cool. I think they had a guy at the time he transferred from Ohio State. I forget his name.
UT did.
Yeah, would have been 2015, but I think he probably like rode the bench at Ohio State the year before and then transferred to UT. And I just remember this guy was like, holy crap. Like, people say there's levels to it. It's like, oh my gosh, just seeing like this guy couldn't play at Ohio State, transfers to UT, and he's just like this just absolute freak.
Yeah, dude. Um, it's kind of like that quote that who the hell was it? Oh, it was Brian Scalabrine. He said to like a fan who was talking shit to him. He said, "I am closer to LeBron than you are closer to me. Than like you are to me. That's the difference in how we are. Like I am significantly closer to LeBron's level than you, the average person, are to what I can do, which is amazing. And it's even like that for like college. Like you don't like you go in and you're like, all right, yeah, these dudes. And I have a similar experience with that. So in high school, one of the summer leagues I was in was the All Ohio Fall League, and one of my teammates was Trey Burke, and that was the most absurd fall league I have ever participated in. It was wild. This dude he just did whatever he wanted and made everything that he shot. It was incredible.
Yeah, yeah. And now that guy is like, what? I don't even know if he's still in the league.
Yeah, he plays. He plays for who the hell? He just checked in the Mavs. I think he plays for the Mavs.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's like the eighth man, the rotation guy off the bench. But yeah, I mean he's in the NBA, which is wild.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
So the other thing is you are the president of the PROREC, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so obviously I've been doing those vlogs, which are a lot of fun. But so how did so for people that don't understand what is PROREC?
So, it's kind of funny when I was thinking about that. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's always been difficult to like actually define it.
It is very hard to define because I try and define it to people that like not necessarily that like played college with, but like that like I would go to an open gym if one of the schools around here had an open gym that I would hoop with, and they're like, what is this league you play in? And it's like I don't know how to describe what it is.
Yeah, and I made it, and I've always had the same struggle. So I was thinking about this a little bit ago. I was like, okay, I think the best way to describe it is, you take like just a traditional YMCA league or just like a rec league, okay, and then you have like a semi-pro league. PROREC is somewhere in the middle.
That's a very I like that. That makes I mean because it is highly competitive because there are some dudes in this league that are fucking buckets, dude. There are some people that like last session, Keith Marker, like that dude had 55 in the first game he played. Like that's absurd.
Right. Like essentially we're giving guys a chance to after high school play at a relatively competitive level. Higher than what you would get if you were just to go, play in a rec league.
Yeah, because it is the gameplay is extremely fast for a rec league. It is I would say it's so most rec leagues you get into are slow as hell, and it's like, oh, walk the ball up the floor, like don't really play defense, but like this stuff is like this is faster paced than 90% of high school basketball games for sure. And I would even say, not obviously, I would say it's tough to like equate it to like the pace of a Division III basketball game because I mean that's still fast, but a lot of these people that are in I mean not a lot, but I would say about half of them probably played college basketball or could have at some point. So that pace of play isn't absurd to say. Because it's fast, dude. There's some games you play like 5 minutes and you're like, God damn, it feels like I've been playing for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing that kind of contributes to that too is now the season we're doing just halves.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. Which I like a lot better, by the way. I appreciate you changing.
Do you?
Yes, I love halves. I hate quarters.
So I feel like we would get like mixed emotions on that. So some people really love the quarters, some people really love the halves. What I've noticed is when you do halves, so obviously since you don't have a coach, teams are less likely to call timeouts. So it turns into this, just up and down, because like if you're just a player or even a GM, you're not totally thinking about pace, you're not totally thinking about momentum. So you're probably not going to call a timeout unless you have
unless you know what you're doing. Thankfully, right. As the energy GM, we have three guys that are pretty well sound basketball IQ. So I mean, I feel like we're the only team that we take almost all 5 of our timeouts every week. We're like, and then we'll take 4 timeouts to the other team's none, and I'll just be like, why are you guys not taking timeouts? You have 5 people too, like.
Right. No. Yeah. You 100% you have to do it, and especially, almost every week someone has at least 7 guys. Maybe they have 6. Maybe they're down to 5. We see it all the time, and they still don't take timeouts. But yeah, you're right. You guys do a good job. But I've noticed you guys will do a good job with your timeouts, and then I'll have another GM like, they'll be walking the ball up and they'll walk by the scores table. How many timeouts we got? I mean, you got 5. Like that happens all the time.
Like you have all of them, every single one.
Yeah, like yeah, there's just like no thought into that. So it's like, yeah, when you have a team that is at least like conscious of that, is going to take a couple. I mean, that's a huge advantage. So, but anyway, yeah, back to the point. It's like, um, it is higher pace, and I think it's just so unique, because you have all these guys that are like, either played in college, either played a little bit in college, or we're good enough, or we're just really good in high school. And it's like, I think because of that, it's just so competitive. Like, even just like people's mentalities and just like the energy in the gym, you don't really have that in just like any other rec league.
No,
So
you don't. It is. I know on Sunday when we lost, I was fucking pissed. And like, if it's a regular rec league, I don't really like. Yeah, we lost. Who cares? But like, dude, no, like I was pissed, legitimately pissed, and it was just like I get home and I'm like, damn, I am still mad about a rec league basketball game.
yeah, yeah, it's like it's the coolest thing for me to watch that, because it's like, I just like, from my perspective, just put everything in place, and then just to see everybody bought in that much, and just like that, like takes it that seriously. It's like, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I was,
yeah. Like I know, I was a dick to you on Sunday, and I already apologized to you, but I was so
yeah,
fucking pissed. I couldn't. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean there's like officials, there's everything. I know that we're not gonna get Dave in Perrysburg anymore because I just realized times are the same. So, yeah. I mean it happens, but it's just wild. It's wild how many people were like, "Wow, this is cool," and it's kind of interesting because this is what session 3,
uh, 3. Yeah, it's 3.
and it's already up to how many people signed up this session? A lot.
So we have 96 total between two conferences. I mean, but like, there was, and you always kind of get this when you have like sign up and registration for this. I mean, we had like well over 100 sign up total, and then there's always going to be guys that maybe they forget about the tryout, or they can't make it, or work changes or something. But I mean, easy, 120, 130 guys.
Yeah.
Just really off of word of mouth.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think how many people there could be with like a little push further into like marketing and stuff like that as well.
For sure.
So what was the inspiration behind starting this? I know you guys. I think you played in that LBL, right? Did that have a big
Yeah.
part of you guys starting this? And by the way, who is so you are the president? Do you own it solely, or are there people that own it as well?
So I am, I guess, I own most of it.
Okay.
Well, not most. I own more than the others.
Okay. So you would say you own the majority stake basically.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Um,
I know who else is an owner, but most of the people watching this probably won't know who most is an owner. So,
yeah,
who helps with you with that kind of thing
saying right now, or
right now?
before.
We can go from when it started to now.
Okay.
So year 1 or session 1. I always call them years, and it's weird that it's session 3, but we're in this. It's the same year, but yeah.
Yeah.
So session 1.
So season 1 or session 1.
Season 1.
1.
Fuck. God. I'll say season. I promise.
I think it was March of this year. And so I think probably some people know this. Probably a lot of people don't. A lot of the new guys. We did something similar. Well, really not similar. It was essentially the same thing. It's called the LBL, Local Basketball League. We started that. Well, I guess the co-owners that help now, didn't, like, I started that separately a few years ago, the LBL. So I started that in.
So wait, you started the LBL?
I started the LBL. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm learning
So-
stuff too. All right, my bad. Keep going.
In 2018. So that came out of, and okay, so I'll go into like how LBL started, and then I'll go into, because I mean really
Essentially it's almost
it shows you how.
yeah. I just also just noticed you have a PROREC shirt on, which is sick.
Yeah, preseason. So 2018 we started at Otsego. Prior to that, we had like just an open gym that we just had it every Sunday night. I was going to this since I was probably seventh or eighth grade. And it started out like just a few older like parents in
Yeah.
the district. You know, they someone had a key, they would open it up, and then you know some middle schoolers would come, high schoolers would come. Some weeks there would be like four guys, and then after years go on, it got up to like you know 20, 25, 30 guys every single week. So we were doing that for years, and then probably like I don't know, probably late 2017. Um, some people and anyone could come. Some people came that I don't think maybe like one or two other people knew. No one really knew these people. They came to the open gym, and then in between games, they snuck into the classrooms and stole like thousands of dollars worth of Chromebooks.
Oh yeah, that's a good recipe to get that shut down.
Yeah, big no no. So that happened. Obviously, the open gym got shut down. And like I don't know, I don't know if you ever had one of these, but this was such a thing. Like there was a core group of people that were doing this for over 10 years.
Yeah,
Like
I know what you're talking about. Gibbsburg has one. We still have one to this day.
yeah, and
It's
it's
actually
like
tonight.
okay, yeah. So it was like such a thing, and that was like I mean every single Sunday. Really, what ProREC is now, it's like every Sunday for like 12, 13 years. It was like all right, I got to do this, and I'm going to
Yeah.
open gym at 5 o'clock or whatever. And all of a sudden it got shut down. So some months go on, and around this time I was training for another tryout. So I had initially after I moved from Findlay, I transferred to Owens, and then I was there for like maybe a year, and then during that time I was like trying to figure out, all right, like still want to play basketball. I'm still young. I'm still like in shape and all this stuff. So I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do. I was debating on going to like maybe some D3 school that I knew I could on, or I was like, well, maybe I should try for something bigger. So eventually I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to BG, go to the tryout there, see what happens. Worked my ass off for like a whole year. I got, somewhat, knew pretty well one of the coaches, and had a lot of conversations with him. I felt pretty good about my chances because I knew the other guys that were trying out. Felt pretty good going into it. Obviously didn't make it. So then after that, I was like, well, shit. Like, my transfer clock or, the window is like kind of winding down. It's probably not going to happen anymore. I can't even go to the Sunday open gym. And then I'm just start thinking, I was like, okay, what if I just like put together my own thing? So that's like, all of that just kind of like birthed the idea of like what became this. So I had the idea for just something more structured that I could keep like just to maybe 20 or so guys, but I wanted it to have structure. I wanted it to be an actual league. So I came up with like all the plans. I like wrote it out on paper. I'm like, we're gonna keep stats, but we're gonna take the like I said that we got a copy of everyone's driver's license. Like it was very like you can't bring anybody. You can't go into the hallways. Like we were very strict. Obviously,
yeah, obviously you had reasons. Someone stole thousands of dollars worth of fucking laptops.
Right. But then it was like it started out as just like, okay, I want to bring back like a really structured open gym, and then like the wheels kind of started turning. I was like, well, what if we just kept stats? Like that'd be pretty cool because it's gonna be the same guys. I was like, well, what if we had like the same teams? Because if we're keeping stats, it's got to be like, you'd want a team. And then I'm like, well, what if we did this? What if we did a draft? And then it just kind of just started snowballing. I was like, oh, this is like pretty dope. So like formalized all the plans, took it to the AD. He like, was pretty reluctant, but he, okayed it. And that's kind of how it started. So season 1, we had 6 teams we had 4 teams of 6 guys. So there are 24 guys in the league total. And then I think we added maybe 2 more the next season. And then we got up to 48, and then we got up to 64, and then we were at 8 teams of 8, 64 for probably after season three or four. We played 7 seasons, and then the last season, season 7, was played. It would have been right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it was like beginning of 2020. We played the championship game, and then like right after that, COVID happened basically. So then that was initially why we stopped, and then we just couldn't get in. Oh shit! And then we just couldn't get any gym for a while. And then there was just like some personal issues with like someone else that had started with it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just I already know how to do all this. I'll just like make something else. So then that's how the separate PROREC.
That's how we got where we are today. You know what's wild is I almost played in the LBL, but I signed up and then I forgot what day the tryout was and didn't show up.
Wow. Do you know what season?
It was probably after I graduated from. It was I think my first year. So it was probably 2018.
Okay, so it would have been maybe one of the first few seasons.
Maybe later than that. It might have been I think I was at North Baltimore, so it would have been 2019.
Okay.
2019, 2020. But yeah, no, I signed up. Someone told me about it. I don't remember who it was. Because it was like an online like Google form like we have now, but like it had like a lot. You needed like you had that form have a lot of information on it. So I was like digging through shit trying to find all the information, and then I submitted it, and then I legitimately forgot the day, and then I just completely forgot about it. Like a week later, I didn't remember that I even did that, and I was like, and then because I watched it on YouTube. I watched the last 2 seasons championship games on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm a dumbass. I
think a lot do that. I that happens like probably more than you think. I know a lot of people that sign up and then I'll get a call like the day after, like, oh, I totally forgot, man. I'm like, sorry.
Wait. Actually, I don't think I forgot. I just remembered. So I think it was 2000, my first year at North Baltimore is what it was. It was 2000. I've been at Clay for 4 years. It's 2018. So it was on Sundays, correct? It's always been on Sundays.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in 3 basketball leagues. That's why I didn't come. I would go to North Baltimore, play in the morning, drive to Fremont, play at 2, 3, or 4, and then I would drive to Premier in Maumee and play at 7 or 8.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that was the peak of Gage's basketball rec leagues, and I will never do that shit again. I played 3 games a Sunday for like almost 3 months. And
yeah, don't you do that anymore?
Dude, I can barely play 1.
Yeah.
No, I can play 1. Yeah, that's right. You can't play. Wait, when are you coming back? Are you gonna play at all, or are you just gonna stay on the business side of it?
No. I'll play. It's a long recovery, man. It's like taking so much longer than what I expected. But
it's different when you're not actively trying to return to a sport and you don't have.
Or you're not 16 or 17 or
correct.
18.
Yeah, and you don't like. Let's be real. You don't have I don't want to say goal, but like you don't have an end game to rehabbing as hard as you possibly can to get back as fast as you can. You know what I mean? What is it? You'll be back in the middle of a PROREC season instead of the start of the next PROREC season. Like that's right. Where you're at. So So that's what PROREC is now. It's basically a competitive basketball league where stats are kept. It's the one conference is streamed, even though Mike seems to mess up the stream every time. The other conference in Perrysburg is recorded and then posted on YouTube, which I actually like better, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if it was streamed, but I like the camera angle from where you're sitting compared to like that aerial, almost like the default 2K view that we get at Van Buren.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like, because I think that gets you more in, because I think with that Van Buren view, yeah, you can see everything, but you can't see like a lot of the stuff that happens inside the key or like with the congestion of people, because all you can see is like heads and stuff like that. Like from the angle from like the scorer's table, I would say, even though the scoreboard's on the other side, but you it's like a direct like you're chest level with everyone, so it's kind of cool to see that angle of some of the shots and some of the like the moves and stuff. It's I mean I think it's a better for I think it's better to view it that way than
Yeah.
like aerial directly down below it.
Yeah. And I think it's just like not streaming, just straight recording. Like the quality is just that much better.
Yeah, because
Like,
with streaming, you're hindered by what that like you're like at Van Buren, we're hindered by the fact that you can't their upload speed's not fast enough to do anything above this quality. I mean, you can send it
right.
at 1080p, which I think is what it does, but it gets compressed and it's not fast. Like yeah, but that's a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be talked about. But yeah, no, like I mean, the video looks good on the ones that are uploaded. They probably don't. Did they take a while? Do you upload them? Did they take a long time to upload?
Yeah, like basically, when I get home, my phone is just out of commission for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I
like,
figured.
I mean, I just put it on the charger, select all three to upload, and then it's like it takes
It just goes. Yeah.
It's good.
Do you all right, so with that, so it's been week 5? Yeah. So next is week 6. Have you watched any of the Van Buren stuff?
Honestly, no. I've not watched one Van Buren game.
Yeah, neither
So,
have I.
Have you?
Nope.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would if I was playing. I wanted to do some scouting, but yeah, and it's a lot of people that I just like I don't even know.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
yeah.
Like yeah, no, I can't really have any opinion on Elite Conference this season.
Who do you think's winning the Premier Conference?
Man, it's tough. I knew I would get this question, so I thought about it a little bit. But I really don't know. I feel like I think I talked to Mike last week, and he asked my opinion, and I think I said the Energy. But you guys just lost to the Pack.
Hey,
so
dude,
it's
in our defense, we played very, very bad. And
the Pack.
Dude, I've yet to fucking beat Josh, bro. I haven't beat him yet. I've lost to the Pack every single time.
And he wasn't even there, so.
Yeah, we didn't have Jake either, so. Jake was in a different. Jake has been in a different state the last 3 games we played, I think.
Jake Schmaltz?
Yeah, he was in West Virginia or North Carolina on his way home from North Carolina last week. He was in New York this week. Or last week, but yeah, so I think he's supposed to be there on Sunday, so we should beat the Force. But yeah, I mean,
I thought you were going to say he's in a different state mentally.
No. I mean, he needs to start shooting the ball, but yeah. I think the last game he played, he took 3 shots. I said, Jake.
That's not good.
And
yeah,
I know he can hear me because I know everyone in the gym can hear me when I yell at him to shoot it every single time I pass him the ball.
Yeah.
But
I remember having this conversation about him, like, even in the LBL. Like, later season in the LBL, he just, like, started slowing down. And I feel like it's not even, like, ability. It's just, like, he just started shooting less. And started, I don't know.
And I don't know if it's like, hey, Gage and Mike, I want you guys to shoot. And me and Mike are both like, Jake, shoot the ball. Like, shoot the ball.
Jake is such a good basketball player. Like, he could be a 20 a game.
No, he could easily. And I want him to be a 20 a game, and he won't shoot the damn ball. And we've had this conversation too. I think it was like after week 3, and he was like, I need to be more aggressive. And I was like, you need to shoot the ball every time I yell, shoot the ball. Is what you need to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Josh is the same way. Josh Williams.
Yeah, he needs to shoot the ball as well.
Yeah, I get him on him all the time. Or we talk about it, but so who's gonna win Premier? I feel like to me, it's a toss-up between you and the Pack.
I think the Pack had a very slow start. I don't know. I don't know what they were dealing with, but I mean, Kyrie had 18 rebounds on Sunday. Like,
yeah, he's their only big, only rebounder. So, which he kind of can, like, or he can if he needs to. But yeah, outside of him, it's like they don't really. I think they're going to struggle rebounding. I'm not saying I believe this, but like, do the Pack maybe play better without Josh? I don't know. So
we're starting controversy on here, huh?
So let me just throw this out here. Well, okay, what? They're 2-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3. He wasn't there. Josh wasn't there week 1. They lost. I don't think he was there first 2 weeks.
They lost. Yeah, so they're 1-1 with him there, I think.
Okay. So regardless, this is the point that I'm going to make here. So if you look at their team, if you look at like playmakers, offensive like, initiators, to me, you have Josh, Kyrie, and Devontae. That's the name, right?
I think so. Devontae. Yeah. He can hoop, dude. So sidebar. The funniest thing ever
I think I know what you're gonna say.
On Sunday was when this dude turned around and asked Nick if he ate crayons when he was a kid. Holy shit. Did you hear it?
I didn't hear that.
So if you go back in our clip, in our video, it's like 11:56. I'm shooting free throws. And Nick is like whispering, talking shit to Kobe, and I think you said Devontae, right?
Yeah.
He's like whispering. And Devontae's looking at him. He's like, why the fuck are you whispering? And he walked away, and he came back, and he goes, did you eat crayons when you were a kid? You look like you ate crayons. And, dude, I'm trying to shoot a free throw, laughing my ass off. And he walks away, and he goes, the yellow one was your favorite, wasn't it? And, like, dude, like, what?
He said something else, too. There was Dylan Semler was, like, running up the court. Like,
oh, no, it was when
Albert shot.
He said he shoots funny.
He shoots weird.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just screaming random stuff. It was hilarious. Yeah. I was laughing the entire game, and then until we started getting beat by 12, and then I was not laughing anymore. But besides the point,
then you started yelling at me. So
hey, one time I said I don't think I yelled. Did I yell?
Nah, I honestly I didn't even know what you said. I think I heard like the F word, and you were just like. Because didn't you? Or no. I think I told you.
You said, Gage, you got 3 fouls. And I said, I don't remember what I said.
Something like, it's not my fucking fault or something. I was like.
No, I think I said, because I have 2 fucking fouls that weren't fouls is what I said.
Okay.
Because the last one that I got called for was not a foul. Like, even Devontae was like, you didn't even touch me.
Yeah.
But besides the point, that didn't matter. But, yeah. So, I don't know. It's a toss-up, too, because I think if we play the way we can play, I think we can beat every team in that conference by 10. But we also have only played we've only had full strength 1 week.
Yeah.
Which I guess it has to do with the time of the year too. A lot of people have a bunch of shit going on in this time of the year.
Yeah, we did just change game times too. But like, okay, when I look at the Pack roster, so they have Devontae, Kyrie. They're both averaging over 20.
Oh, you got the stats up right now?
I got the stats up right now. So,
so I don't know if Kyrie's stats are as accurate because one of the games against the Force, their last week, not us, the week before that was against the Force, I think, and I don't think Damo ever sent me stats, so it didn't. For some reasons, if I don't put both teams in, it doesn't add it to like the stats column. You get what I'm saying? So like, I think that game Kyrie had 11, and it doesn't go into his points and doesn't give him the game because I didn't put the Force in yet, which I don't know if Damo ever even sent me.
Okay.
But if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. But regardless, those are two top scorers, right?
Yeah.
But you'll see games where Kyrie will score like 10 or like
Yeah.
12. Same thing with Devontae. He had what, like 50 some points of the week 1.
Oh, he's the one that had 50?
Yeah, that was him. And then the next week, I don't know if he had 10. You know what I mean?
I think he had 7.
Yeah. And
That's
then
wild.
it's like, it's like, is Josh, one of those other playmakers? I don't know. He hasn't, he's not scoring like it. So I think, but they need at least 2 of those guys to have like 20, 25.
Yeah, consistently, which they
Yeah.
should, but.
And good. And I think Josh, is potentially a 28 a game scorer, but he hasn't been playing like that. So it's like, if Josh is only giving you, 8 or 9, and then one of those guys is not having, 25, 30, then I think they're in trouble. Which is why, only, 2 and 3? So, I don't know.
I think the Premier Conference now with wins and losses is pretty even, isn't it?
So I see Force are 4-1. Energy 3-2. Nightmare.
We're the 2 seed at 3-2, right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, you should be tied with Nightmare because I think they just won.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. So
I think he sent me his stats yesterday. I just didn't put them in yet.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think Force is good too. But yeah, in the end, I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think won the Bad Eggs Force trade that just happened?
You got to remind me.
It was JB, Bruce, I think is his name, for, what's that dude's name? KT?
Oh, JT? Dudley?
Yeah.
Well, I think the last game, I thought JB played really well.
Yeah, I think he's a so I don't know anything about talent wise. I'm not speaking on talent wise. I think fit wise, the Bad Eggs won that trade. I think JB fits that team very, very well. Because it allows him to do what he needs to do, and it allows Noah to just be the dominant scorer, which he needs to be on that team for them to win games.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that, and I'm glad you said that because I think I've kind of been looking at Noah like, okay, I feel like you can go get a bucket like whenever you want, and then just like the first 2 or 3 weeks it was like you weren't really seeing that, but last week they played, who did they play? Or they played Nightmare last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he played really well last 2 weeks. So
I think he had. Hold on, Josh. I didn't put Josh's in yet either. I think Josh sent me he had 30 last week. So
and you see this a lot. Like some of these guys, for some reason, are just like, it just seems like they're afraid to be too aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Some people are overly aggressive, and it's like, why are you shooting the ball? And then you have people that are like, they're legit hoopers, and they like, it's like they don't want to piss people off. It's like, I don't know. I know you got to find a balance, but yeah, it was good to see Noah play well.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think sometimes, and it doesn't always show it, but like I feel like the first 10 minutes of a game, I'm extremely passive when I shouldn't be. Like there's been, I think 90% of the games we've played that I've went to halftime with less than half of what I finished with.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I think I would always struggle with the same thing too.
It's just like you could come out and just get a bucket, but at the same time, then everyone else is going to get going later in the game, and that's not ideal in my, like, I would rather these dudes go off now and then let me take the clutch situations per se, or like the buckets that when we need a bucket, like to stop a 7-0 run, we need a bucket. All right, it's time to get a bucket. But yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot on MVP race this season. Where are the chips stacking on that one? Just as a former MVP, I'm just wondering. And if you say me, I know you're lying because I've been playing like shit this season.
Well, I don't. I mean, you go to season 3 points per game leaders. You're top 5. You're
I
top
know
5.
it's wild. I feel like I've played like crap too. I think that's one thing that I have over a lot of other, not a lot of other people, but like a lot of people will go have, like you said earlier, they'll go have 30 and then score 4 or score 10, or they'll go have 30 again, and then they'll score like they'll go like 2 for 12 and score 4 points. I consistently last season it was, I don't think I scored under 24 in a game. I never scored over 30 or 32, but I never scored under 24. And this season, it's been never under. I don't think I've scored under 18, but not over 30. So like, I always stay. My average, I feel like, is a pretty solid average of what I'm giving you. Not like one night I'm going to give you 30, and the next night I'm going to give you 10, and it's going to average to me scoring 20. Like, I'm going to give you 20. It might be
Right.
28, or it might be 20. But
Yeah.
also,
Are you making right now?
what?
Are you making your case right now?
No, I don't want the back to back. I mean, I haven't seen any of the Van Buren games, so I don't know what any of those dudes look like. So I can't. It's not like I'm at the because before I would be at the gym 90% of the time. You know what I mean? You could see everyone play, and you knew where stuff was. So like, I doubt anyone from the Van Buren conference is watching our games.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
which I know is hard for you to say, since you said you haven't been watching any of the other conferences games. So
yeah, but I mean, okay, right from the top. So season 3, leading scores. BMAC is.
I saw that, dude. He's what? Is he going off this session or what?
Apparently, and I don't like. I'm trying to see who he plays for. I don't even know what team he's on.
I think he just got traded to the Cherries.
Okay.
So his shooting, his shots and scoring average is about to go down a little bit.
with all due respect, he can't be MVP, right? Like, he's just okay.
What team was he on? I don't even know what team he was on.
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. It's not loaded. He's averaging here's the thing. There's only 2 games for Van Buren, looks like, put in. So 28.5. That's just over 2 games.
Oh, okay, never mind. So it's probably less than that.
Yeah, so it's really hard to look at like what he's doing. Maybe he's kept it up. I don't really know. But okay, after him it's Mike Bennett. But to me, so this is like kind of what I look at when I look at MVP. You know, your team's record is a big deal to me. So, standings aren't updated for them right now. But after 2 games, they're 1-1. I know they lost this past week to the Mages, so they're at least 1-2. I want to say they lost the week before that too.
So they're potentially 2-3.
Yeah, so they're potentially 2-3. Like, to me, you can't give the MVP to a team who has
a losing record.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Like,
I wouldn't disagree.
And this is like kind of where I draw the line. Like, if you have a losing record, you're not MVP. If you're 500, it's going to be really hard to convince me.
Yeah, it's got to be your play has to be substantially better than the person above you.
Yes, if your play is like insane and you're 500, okay, then I could maybe be swayed. But then it's like, okay, then I'm looking at the best teams in the league, and then it's like best player on that. So with Premier, you know, Force and Energy, and then Nightmare. I don't know. If you're just looking at that, I'd probably have to go either you, maybe Kevin. Kevin's kind of the guy on the Nightmare. Force would be.
I don't think the Force really have a guy either, though. They all like one game Damo had 30, and then another game one of the other dudes had like 25. It's like they're pretty balanced.
Yeah, it's hard for me to give the MVP to someone on a team like that too. Dylan Davis, so he's the one person in the Premier Conference who's scoring more than you, not by much. But he averages. Wow, is this right? He averages 9 rebounds. Dylan Davis.
I don't know. I could have
20,
put.
21, 9, 7.5. 2.5 steals.
I'll have to go back.
Rest of-
I don't remember. He was shooting like 0.06% for a little bit of the year because I put a 1 in front of his shots, so he was 4 for 112 in a game.
But it's like, okay, they're 1 and they just lost last week, right?
Yeah, so they're 1 and 4.
Like, sorry, like, can't give you the MVP.
Yeah. Have you thought about adding a scoring title award?
I think, yeah. I think it's good.
So like, because a lot of people that don't have higher basketball IQs are like, oh, this dude is the scoring leader, he should be the MVP. You know what I mean? And like, obviously, 90% of basketball fans know that that's not the case. So, but like,
right.
I think there might be an incentive to be that. Like, if that's what you want to be, if you want to average the most points, yeah, here's a scoring title. That's not saying you're gonna win MVP.
Yeah,
that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah,
but let's see. What do we got? Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else we got. Hit on the PROREC. That's kind of what we wanted to talk about. It's actually gone significantly longer than I anticipated it going because we actually kind of just were able to chat and it wasn't super weird, which is nice. A lot of times you sit down and talk to people and it's like kind of awkward, you know what I mean? To talk to someone and then like it just kind of I thought it went well. But if I don't have anything else to ask you, I don't know if you have any questions for me about anything, which would be fine too. But if not, we can wrap this thing up.
I think I'm good. This next week is the last week before
interconference stuff, or interconference.
Yeah.
Cross conference, whatever you want to say. I think
I'm excited.
Interconference would be between conferences. Intra conferences in the same conference. Yeah, I was correct. That's all right. Sorry, I just went through a vocab lesson real quick.
So yeah, I'm super excited for that. I think it's gonna be really cool. I know obviously there's already some chatter about.
Oh yeah, dude. There's been some shit talking all over the place about which conference is better.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these guys like they have no idea who these other guys are.
Yeah, no, correct. Like I see some like. I open up the stat thing, obviously, after I put stats in, and I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Like, they're averaging 18. I don't know who that is. I've never seen them play before. They're on. I don't even know what team they're on, but they average 18 points a game. So it's like, it's interesting because, I mean, the GMs and the returning players from the other conference, but like, I would say, is there a lot of returners or are most of them new guys?
For Van Buren?
Yeah.
So I actually think there's more returning than there is new guys over. But like I want to say a lot of like the top guys are new guys over there.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Are people that like, a lot of us don't really know.
Which is I'm excited to do this this cross conference play. I want to see. I'm excited to see these Van Buren teams come play in this Perrysburg gym because this ain't no breakaway rim. Nice backboard.
I think it's going to be harder for him. I
agree.
So I think this is the general consensus that people have right now is Van Buren is maybe more athletic than the Perrysburg Conference. I think they probably feel like they're just like playing faster. They're more athletic. They have like probably I don't know, better players overall, maybe. I feel like they're going to come to Perrysburg and they're going to be surprised. Like,
no, I agree.
You play in, they're playing in like a bigger gym. It's regulation, full size.
Yeah.
Stands go up, you got the camera at the top. Like it just feels different, feels bigger. So I think when you come into like a gym like Perrysburg, the court's shorter. It really is a different game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a bad place to play in all means. I mean, I wish the only thing that if I could change anything, it would be I wish it was not the rims that they have in there. Like the backboards not being glass don't bother me, but like the fact that if you hit the rim, it's not going in is kind of a problem sometimes. Yeah. And I think that then like they'll be. I think I saw some chatter about like scoring comparisons like game wise. And it's like you're shooting at a normal hoop, dude. We're not shooting at a normal basketball hoop. Like, yes, it's a basketball hoop, but you're shooting a three and the rim is giving when it hits it. Like, we're shooting a three and if we hit the rim, the ball's bouncing just as high back up in the air.
Right.
But
Right.
I don't even know. I haven't done any like deep dive. I don't even know if shooting percentages are that different compared. I think it's just I think if anything, I think Perrysburg is a faster pace because the court is smaller.
Okay. Could be.
Not like
think
I don't mean like faster as in like you're getting down the floor faster than me. I think it means like it's changing where it's going quicker because like we come down and shoot a transition three, that ball is already back on the other side by the time you land. Because it's I don't know how it could be a number of different things, but yeah, I think it'll be I think the Van Buren teams are gonna have a wake up call when they play some of these Perrysburg teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.